Shalom Yasharala. This your brother Dawudah coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here quick lesson, dealing with, how the Most High is building us up, taking us from nothing and turning us into something, because as we all know, especially in this here life that we're living now, we all grew up pretty much at the bottom according to the curses. We would be the tail, all right, and we would have to serve what? The head, Esau, and this is pretty much the sentiment of our people, especially in these times and these days where we're still at the bottom of the barrel, but nevertheless, the Most High is building us up, So, and, also to go through the, how the scriptures say about, I'll refine them as gold is refined and as silver is refined. The Most High is building us up. All right. So this is start here in 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 8. Now, therefore, thou shalt say unto my servant David, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, I took thee from the sheepcote, from following the sheep, to be ruler over my people, over Israel. And this is a very heartfelt script right here. If you would think about this, when King David was when he was younger, he used to have to go out in the field and work and watch over the sheep, the animals, and things like that. So if you was to fast forward that till today's times, this is like a person who would have what they would call a so-called dirty job or whatever. All right, let's say you work outside, you picking up, you're the trash man, a plumber, or work in a factory or any of these types of things. Where a lot of people will look down on these types of jobs. Oh, you just a factory worker, or a forklift driver, or you just the trash man, or things like this, But nevertheless, when we're dealing with these things, this is like, where we are at the point in time where, where we're at, But nevertheless, the Most High is building us up into something, all right? So it says, let me read that again. Now, therefore, thou shalt say unto my servant David, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, I took thee from the sheepcote, from following the sheep, all right? So again, you dealing with the sheep and everything like that, like physical sheep, you got to clean them, feed them, pick up after them and everything like that. Things can get messy, tiring. You be out there sweating. This isn't a type of job like in today's times, being a trash man versus being Jeff Bezos, the CEO of some big, large corporation where, he spends most of his time on a golf course or a yacht just chilling, But nevertheless, just imagine especially you in your state, wherever you at right now, and whatever type of job you're doing, whether you're an Uber driver, you work in a warehouse, you're a trash man, any of these jobs that, a lot of people look down on us for having these jobs or whatever. But nevertheless, hey, man, this is what the Most High is doing for us. Let me read this part again. It says, thus saith Yahweh of hosts. Well, let me read the whole thing. Now, therefore, thou shalt say unto my servant David, and we hope to be a part of that number, the house of David, the Lord's elect, It says, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, I took thee from the sheepcote, from following the sheep. All right. And that's where we were at. We were at the bottom working these low-level jobs or whatever. All right. To be ruler over my people, over Israel, and hey, that's a beautiful thing how the Most High had it set, because he didn't have people who was already doing well in this here world, these top people where people already looked up to them, like let's just say the Lil Waynes or the Jay-Z's, to, where everybody already knew them and was, falling out over their fame and everything, to all of a sudden, because if Lil Wayne or Drake say something, the masses of the people, of our people, will follow them. He didn't take them to have them teach and raise up the children of Israel and wake them up and put them back into their state, give them wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to feed the sheep. He didn't use them. He took, again, in this here society, the so-called low-level people, your warehouse workers, your Uber drivers, your janitors, your trash men and things like that, because, yeah, Jake still got to work in this society, and a lot of people look down upon us or whatever because of the types of jobs that we have or our financial situations that we may be in. Hey, but the Lord has taken us from those things, all right, and made us what? He's made us the priests and the prophets to go out and to raise up the children of Israel, the elect of Israel, and that's really that is the most important job on this planet Earth. You have people talking about being alpha males and things like that, with these different movements that you have going on with like MGTOW and the Kevin Samuels type of things. But nevertheless, speaking to one of the brothers, about all these different things, ultimately, we are the most valuable men that there are on the planet Earth. All right. To show you how valuable that, Lord willing, I'm a part of that number, and the rest of you brothers that's out there fighting are a part of that number. You got to think about this, man. when especially here in America, all right, when those thermonuclear missiles rain down, all right, the Lord is going to find it, make it see fit that basically his elect will be the only survivors of this thermonuclear this nuke bath, basically turning America into a lake of fire. All right, there's going to be men, all right, that's going to basically be saved up out of that. Just imagine those stories in the future. When people talk about, damn, wait a minute, America got destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, and these are the only survivors right here. It's got to be something special about them. They're that valuable that the Lord will come and save them in the midst of their calamities. The worst calamities that could come up. All right, so hey, man, you know, if the Lord brought you into this here truth to understand these things, man, that's a great thing, man. All right, to get this here hidden wisdom and knowledge, because it's plain out there in the open. We're on YouTube and it's plain for people to see, just like how anybody can go to the dollar store and go buy a Bible. But how many people can actually understand and break down what's in the Bible, understand and discern what's really going on according to prophecy in the scriptures, man? That's a small amount of people that's able to do those things. All right, so this isn't just a small little walk that we're or a small position that we're playing in this here world, man. All right, everybody else is blinded to the fact they're going along and they're following after Esau and everything, but the Lord found it fit to raise up, his elect, and again, coming from the very bottom to the position that the Lord see you fit, man. Like I said, just imagine, somebody see you, oh, you just a trash man, you just a janitor, but hey, the Lord see me fit, Lord want to be a part of that number, to give me deliverance out of this thermonuclear war, man. All right, you could be the Jeff Bezos. Let's say Jeff Bezos was a Jake, right? You could be the Jeff Bezos or Oprah Winfrey, but all that money. But guess what? The Lord chooses not to save you in this whole situation, But somebody that's could be a janitor or something like that, or work at a hotel, Uber driver. Like, damn, the Uber driver then got saved. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I'm the CEO of Tesla or Amazon or any of these places, man. Nah, man, the Lord see fit. He chose, how you say, the so-called underdog, the least likely to what in man's eyes to succeed. Because going back to David, I believe he either had 7 or 8 brothers. And they was all, from man's eyes and perspective, they was all fit to be king. All right, and when they went to go to his father's house, Jesse, they was asking, hey, you sure this is all you got? And he's like, yeah, this is all we got. He's like, you sure this is all you got? He's like, well, I got one more, but he out there in the fields. Imagine you being you a father and you got sons, and somebody come and say, look, man, we about to make one of your sons the president of the United States, and you go and show them all your sons, or one of my sons is the CEO of Amazon, the other one's the CEO of Tesla, the other one's the CEO of Microsoft, the other one's the CEO of Apple. Which one of them you want? They all good money makers. They can all do good for your business. Like, nah, we don't want none of them. I'm like, you ain't got nobody else? I'm like, nah, we ain't got nobody else. You sure? Nah, we ain't got nobody else. Well, we got one more, but he's a janitor, He's he work at the zoo picking up the crap from after the animals and things like that. You don't want him. He just, work out in the field. But then the Lord wound up choosing him. Like, we're going to take him and we're going to use him, man. All right. Verse 9, it says, and I was with thee whithersoever thou wentest, and have cut off all thy enemies out of thy sight, and have made thee a great name, like unto the name of the great men that are in the earth. So again, that same analogy I gave you about a father having these sons, and all his sons all have great names. They're the CEO of these big companies, but then they got this one son that nobody really know about, and he made him a way far greater name than all the other sons, man. All right. Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and will plant them, that they may dwell in a place of their own, and move no more. Neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them any more, as before time. And since the time that I commanded judges to be over my people Israel, they have caused thee to rest from all thy enemies. Also Yahweh telleth thee that he will make thee a house. All right. And so look, not only did the Lord raise us up in these times, let me keep reading. Verse 12, and when the days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. And he shall build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. So going into these things, like I said, not only did the Lord wake us up to this here truth, all right, but, if we want to be saved, not only that, we're going to be the first fruits, like Matthew 19 says of, we gave up everything, and what shall we have in the regeneration when the Son of Man shall sit in his throne? All right. And the answer was, look, you're going to have 100-fold. All right. You're going to be the first fruits, and, you're going to be a joint heir with Yahweh, man. So not only did the Lord wake us up in the time of this gross darkness on the earth, he's promised us to be the first fruits, Lord willing, we be a part of that number. So this is a great task, man. You shouldn't look at your status in this here world, or or any of these things as a so-called bad thing, you know. Ultimately, the Lord chose you to lead His people, man. All right, in these last times where there's gross darkness over the earth and or darkness over the earth and gross darkness over the people. All right. Um, Let me jump down to verse 18. And then went King David in and sat before Yahweh and said, "Who am I, O Yahweh power, and what is my house that thou hast brought me hitherto?" All right. And this was yet a small thing in thy sight, O Yahweh power, but thou hast spoken also of thy servant's house for a great while to come. And is this the manner of man, O Yahweh power? And what can David say more unto thee? For thou, O Yahweh, knowest of thy servant. Now, what you have to understand is King David goes down in history as one of the most articulate men that there's ever walked on the earth. All right, this is why when you read the book, or read through the Psalms, you hear a lot of this, you know, because you know when they examine the Bible like from like poetry type of standpoints and things like that, you know, it comes down to the fact that King David was like the most articulate man. He was very good with his words and speaking and all these types of things, you know. And then it says here, it says where to go? Oh, verse 20. And what can David say more unto thee? For thou, Yahweh, knowest thy servant. So look, he was left speechless at these things, you know. So hey, man, like I said, you know, this was King David, all right, and he noticed the love and the mercy and the grace that the Most High had bestowed upon him. Like, yo, you brought me from the bottom of the barrel to ruling over your people. Not only ruling over your people, thou hast spoken upon my seed, you know, and you know my posterity from here on out. All right. So, hey, like I said, you know, the analogy of not only did the Lord wake us up in this here time, all right, where we would need these things, He also promised to save and deliver us. But not only that, He promised us to be joint heirs with Yahweh and all the riches in the kingdom, man. Being the first fruits, Lord willing, we be a part of that number. All right. So now let me just go grab another precept and close out. I didn't want to make this too long. This is Zephaniah 3 and 8. 3 and 19, Salakia. Zephaniah 3 and 19, it says, "Behold, at that time will I undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where thou have been put to shame." So just imagine, you know, let me read the next verse. "And at that time will I bring you again, and even at that time will I gather you, for I will make you a name and praise among all people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith Yahweh." So again, imagine that you were at the bottom of the barrel, man. Everybody's laughing at you, you know, scoffing at you, women joking on you. "Oh, you just an Uber driver. Oh, you just a janitor. Oh, you just this, you just that. You a low-level ass nigga, man. You don't make no bags. You don't make this. You don't make that. Oh, broke-ass nigga, whatever, whatnot, man. Everybody looking over you. None of the women wanted you. Everybody rejected you. You just feel like a servant out here, man. All right. But look, the Lord said, I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. All right. So just imagine that old janitor or whatever, all of a sudden coming up and, you know, he's the next Jeff Bezos or whatever. You like, yo, this is the dude that used to be on Amscot or Payday Advance week to week to week, always borrowing money ass nigga. Now this nigga's Jeff Bezos. Everybody would be salty, man. All right. Everybody would be salty at those types of things. But hey, this is you know, the love and the mercy and the grace that the Most High has bestowed upon us, Lord willing, we be a part of that number, man. So don't take your role and your position in this here world carnally, your carnal role and position in this here world to heart or anything like that. Look at it, the fact of the matter that the Most High is dealing with you. Out of all the people on the face of the earth, man, you know, you got people lining up and begging for these jabs and basically for the chip to be implemented. But what? The Most High put that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in you that you shouldn't want these things, man. So you wouldn't be basically crying out for death, crying out into the damn devil, man. The Most High has bestowed upon you the grace and the mercy that He would give you the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to be able to walk and walk in faith and, you know, endure to the end, Lord willing, that we be a part of that number to be saved and delivered up out of here, man. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying unto the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you. I can push his truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say stay strong. Shalom.